Now after this volume icon, if you see on the Figma, we have to design this both icon, the repeat icon and the shuffle icon. Alright, so for that what I'm gonna do, after this touchable opacity, I'm going to add one view like this. Inside this view we're gonna have a one repeat icon. For that I'm gonna create another component inside the component directory. The component name gonna be player repeat toggle .jsx. Okay, and I'm gonna create one component quickly here by typing rnfes. All right, now after this I'm gonna import this component to the player screen, so let's import that as well. Okay, now as you can see that we can't see anything here because this text is also on a black color. Okay, so first of all what we need, we are going to have a one touchable opacity instead of having a view. So let's import the touchable opacity from the React Native like this. After that here I'm gonna use a repeat icon for now. So let's go on the browser and let's go on the React Native vectors icon here, and I'm gonna search for icon name called repeat. Okay, so if I search repeat, so we can get this some icons. So I'm gonna use this material community icons repeat. All right, so it's, you can see that repeat repeat mode on, repeat off, and repeat fonts. Okay, so I'm just copy this material community icons and we're gonna use it. So for that I'm gonna write import material community icons from this React Native vector icons slash material community icons. All right, but if you see there is one mistake again I had done. The touchable opposite should be import from the React Native and I import from this gesture handler. So I'm gonna get rid of this line and I'm gonna add it here. All right, so after that we had imported the material community icons. Inside the touchable opacity I'm gonna add this material community icons, and here I'm gonna add a name. Name will be, if you see on the React Native vectors icon directory, here we have a name called repeat. So we are going to use repeat icon name, and I'm gonna just add it here. Okay, and here I'm gonna add a property like color will be if I add color, so colors dot icon primary, it should be icon secondary. I think it should be icon secondary instead of icon primary. All right, now after this let's add a size as well. The size will be what? The size will be icon size dot large. Okay, now as you can see that we are able to see this icon as well. All right, now after this we can handle this, once we start working on the functionality, we will handle this all functionality, like, when user click on repeat off functionality, so it will be repeat off. If it's user click on repeat once, so it will be repeat once. So we will also work on that as well, but currently we are just adding the icons. Okay, now let's go back. Okay, once you go back here, if you see that we have added the player repeat toggle icon, we're gonna add also another icon that is called shuffle icon. Okay, so let's add a shuffle icon as well. So for the shuffle icon we're gonna search at the React Native vectors icon direct SHUFFLE shuffle, and we are getting this icon shuffle icon of material community icon. So I'm gonna use a shuffle icon. Okay, and again I'm gonna create another component for this as well. So let's create another component here. So inside the component directory I'm gonna create another a component that is called player shuffle SHU shuffle SHU, right? Am I right? SHUFFLE player shuffle toggle .jsx. Okay, so I had created one component that is called player shuffle toggle .jsx, and I'm gonna create rnfes. All right, so it has created one component player shuffle toggle, and let's go to the player screen, and here we are going to import that component as well. Okay, but we have to add the icon as well here. So again I'm gonna get rid of view and I'm gonna use a touchable opacity from the React Native. Okay, so and after that we're gonna have an icon as well. So the icon is which icon? Material community icons we are going to use. So let's import the material community icons. Import material community icons from React Native vectors icon slash material community icons. Okay, and after that we are going to use this material community icons like this, and we're going to define the name. Name will be what? If I see the name the name is shuffle. Let me copy the name and add it here as well. All right, now after this name, what I'm gonna do, guys, I'm gonna add the size. The size will be icon size dot large LG. All right, now after this, I'm gonna add the color as well. So the color is will be what? The color will be colors dot icon secondary. Colors dot icon secondary. All right, now as you can see that we are able to see all three icons. Now we have to align them like this. Okay, so how we can align this quickly, let me show you guys. So let's go to the player screen. Here you can see that we are having a one view. Okay, and here we are having a touchable opacity, like sound wrapper. You can see a sound container as well. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add one thing here. Basically on the player control container, I'm gonna copy this player control container, and after that I'm gonna go to the bottom and I'm gonna add a style. Okay, so player control container gonna be like this. Flex direction will be become a row. Okay, now if I make it row, now you can see that we are all the items, these items comes in the row direction. Okay, now if I have to again go here, and this is a touchable opacity for the volume. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna write is like this, styles dot volume wrapper. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, guys, I'm gonna go to the bottom again and I'm gonna add a volume wrapper. Okay, and I'm gonna give flex as a 1. So what is gonna took, it will took the whole width of this component, whatever the has been left. And also I'm gonna add here one property that is called align items center. So it will be the center. Okay, now let's go back again, and here we are having a view, another view. Inside the view I'm gonna write here this name will be styles dot my bad. So here what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna write styles dot shuffle container, or like repeat container, repeat shuffle wrapper, shuffle wrapper. All right, I'm gonna copy this name, repeat shuffle wrapper, and let's go to the bottom. And once we go to the bottom, here what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna write flex direction as a row. Okay, now once we make the flex direction as row, you can see that it went to the row direction. All right, but we also need some gapping. As you can see that here the between the items are very less gap. If you see on the Figma, they have some gaps, so let's add some gap as well. So I'm gonna add the gap will be almost spacing dot large. Okay, let's see. I think it's pretty well. You can make it like medium if you want. Medium, let's keep it short to medium. How it's looking, it's looking pretty well. All right, now after this, player control container, this is our player control container. Okay, I think we are supposed to give some margin as well. So let's give some margin vertical as well. Margin vertical will be a spacing dot large. All right, like this. Okay, now this item come to the bottom as well. This looks pretty well. All right, now after this this icons, we have to work for this this slider, and along with this this slider first of all. So for that, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna create another component for this player progress bar. Okay, so let's create another component for the player progress bar. Before that, let me explain you guys what we had done till yet before creating the player progress bar, so it become easier to understand for you as well. Okay, so now if you see that on the player screen, first of all we are having a container. For the container we had defined the flex as a 1, background color, and we had also given the padding. Okay, padding is a large from the top and the bottom, and this from all the direction. Okay, now after that, after the container, we are having a heading container as well. So with his 100% flex direction row, align item center as well. Okay, now after that, after the header container, if you see on the header container, we are having a touchable opacity. On the first touchable opacity we are having an icon, and in the second we are having a playing now text. Okay, now let's collapse this header component. Now after that we are having an image. Okay, like this image. So we are having an image, and we had like cover image container, align item center, justify content center, and we are given some margin vertically as well. Okay, now after this cover image container, we are having a title row heart container. This is a title row heart container, and here we had defined title container, and like we are inside the title container, we are having the title and we are having the artist name as well. Okay, and after that we are also having this hot icon. If it's like this true, then we are showing the filled icon, otherwise we are just showing this hotto icon, basically hot outline icon. All right, and we define the color as well and the size. Now after that we are having this player control container. Inside this we are having a touchable opacity. Inside the volume wrapper we are showing the volume icon. If it's mute, then we are showing the volume X, basically mute icon, else we are showing the normal volume icon. Okay, and after that we are having a repeat shuffle wrapper. As you can see that inside this we had created two components separate, player repeat toggle and players shuffle toggle. So if I go to the player repeat toggle, okay, so if you see guys here, so we are having just one touchable opacity. Inside that we are having a material community icons as name as a repeat. Okay, and inside this shuffle icon we are having a shuffle icon. Simple, it's straightforward. Why had separate this component? Because the logic is gonna be divided into chunks and it become easier to understand. That's why I created a separate component for you guys. All right, now after that, as you can see, there are some styling. You can also take a quick look if you want. And let's now after this, what I'm gonna do guys, I'm to design this player progress bar along with this time duration. For that, first of all, I'm gonna create one separate component. The name of the component gonna be like this. So let me close all the directory. Let's go on the source, let's go on the component, and I'm gonna create one component called player progress bar.jsx. all right, and I'm going to write RNFES, React Native Functional Default Export Style Sheet component. All right, now let's go to the screen component, and here we go to the player screen. Okay, now after this, after this player repeat shuffle, after this player control container, we gonna have another view that is for player progress bar. We're gonna have like that. So first of all, I'm gonna import this player progress bar like this. All right, now we can't see anything because we have to add something, and this text color is black. That's why we are not able to see anything. So I'm gonna remove this code. Okay, and now I'm gonna add this player progress bar. So first of all, what we gonna have inside this, we need a time row, right? So if you see on this Figma, we have to show this time row. Inside the time row we are having a time. Okay, so let's do that quickly. So first of all, I'm gonna add one view, and inside view I'm gonna add style is equal to styles.time row. All right, now after this we're gonna have a start time. So let's add a text, and inside that we're gonna have maybe a dummy data. For now, let's add 00:50. all right, and I'm gonna add a style is equal to styles.time text. Okay, now after this we're gonna have another text as well, that is called ended basically, and we're gonna add a one string as well. So I'm gonna add quickly one string like this. Okay, and we're gonna have this end time, I think so 04 like this. So I'm gonna add 0400 like this for now, just for UI purpose. Okay, now we can't see anything on this UI, right? So let's style this as well. So the time row gonna be like this. So we can't, I'm not adding any style for now. Let's style the time text first of all. So what the color gonna be? First of all, let's add the color so we can know the color. So the color will be colors dot text primary. Okay, and after that we are able to see that as well. Now after that, what is the font family? If I click on this, so the font family is regular font family. So let's add a font family as well. Families dot regular. All right, now we are able to see a regular font family like that. Okay, now what else we can do? We're gonna add a font size as well. So font size will be font size dot medium. If I add medium, let's see how it's looking. Font size medium is looking not so great. Okay, okay, I'm gonna add font size. If I make it small, let's see how it's looking. Small is looking too much smaller, so I think so we're gonna have you know, small, it looks pretty well, not so bad. And after that we're gonna have, let's decrease the opacity. So the opacity will be like 0.75 to looks much more cooler, as on the Figma we have. All right, now after this, if you see that we want in a row direction. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna write flex direction as a row. Okay, and justify content gonna be space between like this. And after this we're gonna have align item center as well, align items center. All right, now after that we're gonna have some else. What I think it's looking, but font size looking too much small, so I'm gonna add medium. Okay, medium looks too much hard for me. Small looks pretty well. Okay, let's do a test. What is the font family here? So if you see that the font family is almost 12, and what is our font family for now? 12. Yeah, it's pretty well, I think so. Okay, now after this time text, what we are gonna do basically, guys, we have to import a slider. All right, so here we're gonna have a slider. For the slider I'm gonna search React Native Awesome slider, and again I'm gonna copy this whole code. Let's copy this quickly, and I'm gonna add it here as well. Okay, now we have to import this slider from the React Native Awesome slider. After that we have to also assign this progress min max value as well. So I'm gonna just copy this all the value. Okay, and I'm gonna add this as well here. Okay, now once we add it, I'm gonna make it like 0 to 1 instead of having 100, and let's add use shared value, and instead of having a 0.30 I'm gonna make it 0.25, something like that. All right, now if you reload it, we can't say anything. Okay, 0.25, awesome. Now if you see this, we are able to having some padding as well, like here. That's pretty well. Okay, now what else we gonna do, I'm gonna add a container style, and the container style will be like height. I'm gonna increase the height as a 7. Okay, now let's check it out. Yeah, pretty well. And after that I'm gonna add border radius of basically spacing dot small size. All right, so let's see, small. Yeah, the border radius looking pretty well. And after this, what I'm gonna do, guys, I'm gonna add a theme as well. So this color is not looking like if you see on the Figma we are having this color, black and white combination. So again I'm gonna go to this React Native Awesome slider. I'm gonna copy this theme object quickly and add it here as well after this object. And we just want to play with min max tint color, so we're gonna get rid of this color hole. And here I'm gonna add like colors dot maximum tint color, and here as well colors dot minimum tint color, minimum track tint color. Okay, and we are getting some kind of error, so again I'm gonna fix it up, colors dot minimum tint color, like this. All right, now after that we can see this this icon. Okay, this what you can say, this slider. But if you see that we need some padding or margin vertically between the time slot. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, guys, I'm gonna add some margin top. Okay, but before that let's do one more thing, that is called we're gonna add some margin to the hair as well. So slider container, so I'm gonna copy this container here, and we're gonna name it slider container. Okay, and let me copy this slider container, and we're gonna add some margin vertical margin. Let's add just margin vertical right now. Okay, let's give a short margin vertical will be spacing dot extra large. If I make it is extra large, let's see, we can't see anything. Let me reload it once more. It's pretty well, not so bad, but let's check it on the Figma how it's looking. Yeah, pretty well. So you can see that the same height which we are supposed to give, that's perfect. Now if you see on the Figma, between these icons, between this and this, there are a lot of gaps, but we had given very less gaps. So let's add some gap as well from the time row. So margin top will be spacing dot extra large. So if I make it extra large, now let's see, it's looking pretty well. Now after this, if you go on this, our slider, here we have to add some property as well, like thumb width. So the thumb width, like it seems to be smaller, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add a thumb width gonna be almost 18. All right, now let's check it out. If we make it thumb width 18, it's looking pretty well. And I'm not gonna render the bubble, so I'm gonna render bubble will become like this, and we're gonna just return null or normal view, whatever you want. Okay, now it's not rendering the bubble as well, and yeah, I think it's pretty well, and we had completed this slider as well, and we will add this functionality later. But yeah, it's pretty looking well. And if you want this, increase the text as well, like if you want to make it medium, so you can make it medium as well. That's totally up to you. Yeah, I think medium looks also pretty not bad. Now let's go to the player Figma. Now we want to design this three button. All right, so let's go to the player screen, and after this player progress bar, we're gonna have play pause style is equal to styles dot play pause container. All right, and here what we're gonna do, I'm gonna first of all import this previous component, like back to the component which I created. Like let's go to the player control. So we had created some component, go to previous button, so we are going to import it on the player screen. So I'm gonna go to previous button like this. Now after importing the previous button icon, we are going to import this play pause icon as well. So play pause button as well, so I'm gonna import that as well. Now after this, I'm gonna also import this play go to next button icon as well. All right, so let's import go to next button icon as well, like this. Now we can see that we are having all the three icons, go to previous button, play pause button, and the next button, but it's not looking good, right? So I'm gonna I'm gonna copy this play pause container, and after that I'm gonna scroll down here, and I'm gonna add it here, basically flex direction as a row. All right, and I'm gonna add a justify content will be center, so let's add a center. Okay, and align items will be also in the center. Okay, and once I make it center, it's pretty looking weird, but let's add a gap as well, so spacing dot large. Okay, so if I see make the spacing as a large, it's looking pretty well, but the icon size is not looking consistent for me. So let's go to the player next button, and icon size dot, like we have to also make this large, as we are having a large as well. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add the icon size. Okay, so we have to pass one prop that is called size, so whatever the size you want to pass, so I'm gonna pass the size as a large, not extra large. Okay, now I'm passing the size as a extra large, and I'm gonna copy this all the size, and I'm gonna pass this size as well on all the icons. Okay, now you can see that it's looking pretty well. Okay, but if you go on the Figma, it's added some margin as well, so I'm gonna add this margin as well. So I'm gonna add some margin top spacing dot large. All right, now if you see on the Figma, it's looking pretty well, and if I make it extra large, now yeah, it's looking well. Okay, so this is how we had designed this player screen, and it's looking pretty well, guys. What do you think? It's looking well. How many ratings you want to give this player screen out of 10? So now after that, we have to just add the functionality, and it's looking too good, like awesome. It's feeling too good right now, man. Like I just build it up. Okay, now I think we can give some more gap between these icons. What do you think? So let's add some more gap. So I'm gonna add spacing dot extra large instead of having a small. And yeah, we had built it up, bro. So let me summarize all this stuff, whatever we had done on this player screen. So I'm gonna collapse this all. Let's go to the source. Let's go to the app.jsx. Here we had created one component that is called player screen, and inside that we are going to bring a player screen component. Okay, before that, like why am I explaining the things a lot of times? Because people learn by if I repeat something, you guys learn that, and that's one of the most important things. So please again listen to me carefully. So first of all, we are having one container, and inside the container we had defined flex as a 1, background color is a colors.background, padding as a spacing.large. All right, and after that we are having a this header container, and we have defined the heading container as a with 100%, flex tags and row, align item center. All right, now as you can see that here we are having a touchable opacity, the first for the arrow left icon, and after that we are having a text, a playing now text. After that we are having this cover image container and title row hot container, where we are having a basically we have made this one row direction low, and after that we are having a title container, and after that we are having a touchable opacity as well. So how we design this title row hot container? First of all, we make flex tags as row and align them center. Okay, and after that we had make the title container as a flex as a 1, so it will took the whole height and width of this. Okay, and after that we make this in the center and justify content center, so it becomes center, and after that this heart icon will take the rest of the height and width. Okay, now after that we are having a player control container. Here we are having a multiple icons for the play pause icon. All right, this icon, and this we are having also what you can call this, we are having this repeat icon, shuffle icon as well. And after that we are having player repeat toggle, player shuffle toggle. We had created a separate component, just we are having a touchable opacity. Inside we are having a icons. Okay, and we are having a shuffle toggle as well. After that, one of the most important things, one of the most straightforward thing, that is called player progress bar. Inside the player progress bar we are having a const progress, and we are using use shared value currently. So I'm defined the progress as a 0.25%. If I make it if I make it 0.5, so it will take the almost 50% of this. If I make it 7, so it will take the 7%. Like, let me load it, and if you see that it's almost it took the 70%. All right, and we have defined the mean value, max value, and here we are having a time row, time text, the start time, end time, and it's the slider. Here we have the slider container. I just given the margin vertically, spacing dot extra large, and after that we are having a slider, and we had passed the theme, and we are having a progress, mean value, max value, this thumb width if you want to make it much more longer. So I'm gonna add this spacing dot extra large. Okay, so it's become much more larger but I'm not making large, so I'm gonna make it like large, and it's looking okay. Let's make it was whatever the size it was, that was looking pretty well. And we are gonna having a render bubble, so we also remove the render bubble. After that, as we have already built this previous button and the play pause button and go to next button, we are just passing the size, and according to the size it is adjusting. So if I go to previous button, so here we are just having a touchable opacity. Inside that we are having our icon, and we are passing the size dynamically as a props, and we are just setting that size, and by default the size is large. All right, and this is how, guys, we had designed this player screen. How are you feeling, guys? Please let me know. And there's one more thing, just comment me, guys, where are you from and how many parts you have completed this video, and do you like your videos or not. So just comment, comment. If you guys already comment, please comment one more. Okay, now let's go to the app.jsx. Now once you go to the app.jsx, I'm going to remove this initial router name, and now if I reload the app and if I show you guys how it's looking, so this is how it's looking. And if I click on this, it opens the player screen. If I click on go back, so we'll also add this all the functionality also slowly.